Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really casual because this is a get ready with me. Macy's is open. Oh my gosh, I get to go to Macy's. Oh. So I'm going to Macy's. I have to go to the drugstore and I have to go to the pharmacy the pharmacy and the postal center. Anyways, so I'm doing a quick look. I was going to do a really natural, like brown, neutral look, and I kind of ended up doing like a neutral glam look. And I did do the fox eye today, so we're going to have a little tutorial. Get ready with me. Lots of talking, pet things that bother me, and also some of my Hollywood celebrity stories. And we are also going to be doing an extreme contoured nose job, which I have done here. So I'm going to be doing a step-by-step on how to give yourself a nose job. So if that sounds like fun, let's get started. And no, it is a caftan. It is not a muumuu. I refuse to call it a muumuu. It's a caftan, and it's very elegant. These are great. Actually, I have some really expensive ones. But these ones, I have a whole bunch of these and a whole bunch of different colors and patterns. And you can find these at Ross, Dress for Less, and they are like 12 bucks. And they're awesome. And they're easy. You just throw them in the washer. Don't worry about it. Put on normal. Don't have to worry about drying time. And they're just so nice and cool and perfect for summer. And very chic, and even with your hair up in a bun, with some cute earrings, you can go out to the mail, take the trash out, and still look like $1,000,000. So it is a caftan. It is not a muumuu. All right. So let's get this look done. And let's go to Lindsay pre-makeup. Come with me. Okay, so let's work on this look. Let's talk about stuff while we're just getting ready. Just play with a little makeup. I already put my moisturizer on, and I'm going to actually just use that as my primer. The thing about glitter, I use that glitter eyeshadow, the other video, the Mulan video. I tell you, the glitter, that honestly, technically, they don't recommend using on your eyes because you don't want that to get in your eyes because it will irritate them. And that's why I always go in with just a finger. And when I'm pretty much done with my eye look, maybe before I do mascara and lashes, is I just barely just tap it with my finger where I want it. That way it doesn't go everywhere. But still, you end up, I just found a little piece of glitter on my face, and it just like, I've washed my face probably 4 times since then. So they leave little glittery surprises all over your face. Anyways, I'm so excited. I just found out that Macy's in the mall close to me is open. Oh, it's like, I'm so excited. I can't tell you. But I'm going to go to Macy's later. I have to stop at the pharmacy, and I have to stop at the postal center. And that's it. So I have a few errands to run. So I just want a really nice, natural, earthy look. But I want to look pretty because, you know, I don't get to go out very much. So I want to look nice. So let's just put some makeup on. Shopping pet peeves. Let's see. I'm just going in with some color correcting. But one of my biggest shopping peeves is I hate it when you ask like a lazy employee, like, oh, do you have any more of these? Do you have this in my size? And they look at you and they say, well, if we have it, it's going to be over there. No, honey, you just picked the wrong bitch. I don't know where over there is. That's a very vague direction that you're giving me. Can you please show me where there is, and could you maybe please help me find it, or you know what rack it might be on? Could you please help me? I mean, I know it's not like I'm at Barney's or Neiman Marcus, but I'm a stickler. You know, when it comes to my business, um, as a designer, and I sell products, it's like I am very customer service oriented. I like to make my clients feel like they are gold, no matter what they're buying. And I'm going to tell you a little story. Never prejudge anyone because you don't know what they got, what they're all about. One time, a long time ago, I was working a rug. Oh, and I'm going in with this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I really like this. It's so luminous. So I was working this rug event, and for a big design furniture showroom that I worked at, they brought in a whole bunch of rugs, really expensive rugs, a really nice selection of truly handmade rugs. And I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. And we were swamped. We were swamped. And this little, I was with a client, and this little gal came in. She had some little kids that had like a hole in them. And I watched as salesperson after salesperson, there were designers and salespeople on the floor, but salesperson after salesperson would like walk like they were walking towards her. They'd look her up and down, they'd sum her up, and they'd keep on walking. And they'd go to the next person that looked like they had more money. I felt so bad because she had been waiting, and they were just like, they were helping people that had come in after her, and she was just kind of standing over a big pile and, you know, just really patient, smiling at people. You know, as other people were flipping their rugs, she was even commenting like, oh, that's a pretty one. That's a pretty one. Older gal. Looked like she had been gardening in the morning. She had a little straw brim hat on, jeans, and again, the little ripped up, beat up kids. Anyways, as soon as I was done with my client, I approached her and I said, hello. I said, how are you today? I said, did you need some help? And she said, oh yes, that would be nice. I do need help. And I said, well, what are you looking for today? And she said, well, I'm looking for a 9x12 rug, and I like rust, and I like blues. And we had these big piles that would stand, you know, up to almost, well, kind of like chest level. They would be so high. And we had, they called them rug flippers. I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier. I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier under eye brightening powder. Anyway, so we would have these rug flippers. We call them flippers. And they would flip the rugs so the clients could look at each rug in these giant ass piles. Well, they were very hesitant. They looked at me like in disgust because I said, okay, we'd like to go through the 9x12s, this pile. And they looked at me like, are you serious? And looked at the lady. And I said, let's start. We don't have all day. So they started reluctantly. Now for the rest of my face, I'm going to go with the Laura Mercier. And this is the, what the hell is this? This is the translucent, it's the glow powder. So, anyways, we start going through the pile. And we're getting down, and she's just as sweet as she could be. We get down, and we get to this this rug, and she's like, oh. And I can always listen. The thing with when you're working with people in sales is that you have to watch, listen to people's body language and their reaction. And, you know, less is more. Don't talk. Salespeople have the worst mistake of they don't shut the fuck up. They just keep talking and talk themselves out of the sale. Sometimes it's better just to be still and quiet and listen to your client. And I saw her eyes light up. I saw her her reaction to that rug. And right off the bat, I'm going in with my Scott Barnes contour palette. And I'm just going to do just a very light contour on my face. But I am going to do the extreme contour nose job. Anyways, I saw the rug and I knew that rug was really expensive. I think it was an Ushak or pretty sure. But anyways, so normally, like when you have a client and they see something that they like, they have to go and fold the rugs a certain way all the way back up to the top so that they can get to that rug again and actually pull it out. So it's on the ground, they can stand on it, they can look at it at different angles, they can see every square inch of that rug to make their decision. Well, let me tell you, they were not happy about getting down and pulling this rug out, which they knew also was very expensive. And it was a 50% off sale. And so they did it. They weren't happy. So they took it out. And she walked around. She stepped on it. She looked at it in a different light. With handmade rugs, there's always a dark side looking at it and a light side looking the other way. I prefer the light side, but it's the way that it's loomed and that it's handmade that it gives that high and low from different sides. So I pointed out, okay, this is the light side. So decide, you know, how you'd like to put it in your room. Can you visualize it in your room? Blah, blah, blah. And she said, yes, I really like this one. I think this is the one. So I didn't even hesitate. I didn't even blink. And I said, okay. I said, normally the rug is $100,000. And the rug, we're having our 50% off rug event today. So the rug would be $50,000 on sale. And I stopped talking and I smiled, because that's another thing you do when you're in sales. When you ask for the sale, always remember this. Take this with you to your grave. Whenever, and you can use this not just in sales, but in everyday life, just asking somebody something important. Once you ask that question or you put that closing statement out there, the first one that speaks loses. So if you have to sit there and be quiet for 5 minutes, if they have a little question about it, answer the question, go back to the close. And again, the first one who speaks loses. Let them have their time. I've literally sat in a presentation for almost 10 minutes before the client finally said, okay. I was like, oh my gosh, but you can't show that, you know? So I showed her, and I think I'll do my eyebrows right now. And I'm going in with the Wet n Wild, and it's called the Ultimate Micro Brow Pencil. I've really been kind of loving this one. Anyways, so I didn't speak. I waited. I watched. She looked at it. She walked around again. And then she just looked at me and she said, okay, I'll take it. I was like, okay, I'll write that up for you. Guys, I said, can you please wrap it up? And they normally, with the big rugs, they fold it up almost like a burrito. There's a way they can do it so that it can fit in like a small convertible. But yeah, so she went. We got to the cash register, and honey, she pulled out her Black American Express card. This little woman with the holes in her shoes had a Black Amex. And for those of you that don't know, a Black Amex is the most prestigious credit card, one of the most prestigious credit cards that you can have. You could basically buy a house or a yacht with a Black card. So I sold it. She loved it. She was happy. I was happy. And then all the salespeople came out. Oh, that was my customer. Oh, I was helping her. Oh, I was talking to her. Oh, that was mine. That was mine. And I was like, yeah, right. Good luck with that. Go try it on someone else. Wrong girl. That's my other pet peeve, is when people prejudge people. I always say hi. I always, try to be nice. I always try to, even my mom said when I was little, she said I was an astounding child. And what I did was she said we would be at the grocery store and there would be somebody in front of us that was like not attractive at all, overweight, and you would find the one good thing about them. And you would say, I just love the color of your shirt. That is so pretty. And they would be so happy, but I don't even remember that. I just remember my mom telling me about that. But I never prejudge people. I always try to be nice because I do believe that what you put out into the universe, you get back in. You get back. And sometimes, when you do that, it can backfire on you. Because, look at me. I look like a rich bitch. And I'm actually not. I can afford, certain things. But I'm in no position to buy that $50,000 rug. And, and they probably would have, if I was a customer, they probably would have been tripping over each other to help me, thinking, oh, look at her. She's loaded. She's loaded. No, honey. The one with the ripped up tennis shoes. She's the one. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's do our extreme nose job contouring. What we're going to do is we are going to use a very small little brush. If you don't have contour set, just go in with a matte bronzer. So we're going to go in and we're going to do our extreme nose contour. And what we are going to do is we are going to take this, and don't be scared of the hard lines, because we're going to soften those up a bit. So I'm going in and I'm making like a V on the tip of my nose. Now I'm going up the side. So I'm almost making like a little diamond shape. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit and I'm going to hit underneath my nostrils. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to go very light-handedly and I'm just going to go in pretty thin. Make just a nice, I'm just going in really soft. Trying to keep that line as straight as possible, and then bring it up kind of to the brows and out. Okay, now I can go in a bit darker. And again, if you want like a button nose, you can just bring that across. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start blending that down so that it's not such a harsh line. And I'm just going to blend that, blend that, blend that. Now I'm going to get a brush, little kind of foofy brush, and I'm going to do, just like when I show you guys how to like airbrush out your eyeshadow when you're done, so that it's kind of seamless, we're just going to kind of do that with this brush. We're just going to follow that line and we're just going to keep blending that. Look, I had a nose job. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I just love this. Now if you don't wear a ton of bronzer like I do, then just go in with a lighter color, just like a barely there matte bronzer, and you can do the same thing if you don't wear a lot of bronzer and you just want it to look real natural. What you want to do is when you do your highlighter, which we're going to do right now, I'm going to use that Makeup Obsession, Makeup Destiny. I really, really like this. May as well just put it on now. Notice I'm taking that under my brows. Little on my philtrum. And then just a little bit on my tip of my nose. And you can draw a little line here. Otherwise, if you want to make your nose look shorter, you can darken this area right here a little bit. And then I like to just put a little bit on my forehead and just above my brows. And when I put the bronzer on, it's going to soften that up quite a bit. So I'm going to go with my bronzer. And the weather here in California, Southern California, is really nice. It's like pretty hot though. It was like 95 yesterday. And today it's definitely in the 90s because it's hot. But I am so excited that Macy's is open. Oh my gosh. Although I gotta say, I really enjoyed the Target clothes shopping. I got some really cute things. Take that down your neck. And there's our extreme nose job. Okay, So now I want to go in. I'm going to do my eye look really quick. And I'm going to do my Going Coconuts ColourPop palette. I know I just did ColourPop, but I can't tell you how great this palette is. And here's the thing, on the website, it is sold out. I think that they had to change the name because the Going Coconuts was probably trademarked, because there is a palette on their website and it's called Nude Mood. I looked at this for 10 minutes, enlarged the pictures, compared it to my Going Coconuts palette, and they are literally exactly the same except for the name. And it's called Nude Mood, and it's only $14. You gotta love ColourPop. So let's see, I didn't really do any eye primer, and you know what, that's okay. I don't need to. I am just gonna go in. I'm gonna go in with the crease brush, and I'm gonna go in with this just like kind of medium brownish color. I'm just gonna put that on my crease. So, what are some of your pet peeves? Oh, I hate it when you're on the freeway and you're waiting for that opportunity to get over to the fast lane, and you finally get to the fast lane, and there's that one car in the fast lane that decides that they're just gonna take their sweet... What the hell is in my hair? Well, it's gone now. They decide that they're just going to take their sweet ass time, and they're going to monitor and control the traffic, and they're going to go 65 miles an hour in the fast lane. I really hate that. And you know, we always, once we get past them or once they get over, I don't know about you, I know most people though, we always give them that look, that like shameful look, like, that really? What the hell is wrong with you look? That'll teach them. So, again, I just want to keep this really, really just nice and light and natural. And I'm actually gonna use my baby poop colors again for the lips. I really, 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 really like it. And I'm just going in with this lighter color under my brows. I'm gonna go in here with it to give my eyes that extra life. And I'm gonna take that about 3/4 on my lid. It's a matte cream color. They also have a little frosty cream. Ooh, yes. Okay. Now I'm going to take a small little... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this little angled brush, and I'm going to go in with the next shade darker. And I'm actually going to use that kind of like a liner here. I'll go a little darker. I'm going to take the dark brown. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to get my little brush, and I'm just going to brush away any little fallout that I've had so far. Don't forget that, because sometimes you don't want to use your setting spray and set that all in, because sometimes you don't really see it. So get a magnifying mirror and check out your face because sometimes you get a little fallout. Okay, now I'm going to take a kind of a flat little brush. So just a smaller little brush. I'm just going to take one of these darker colors. I'm going to mix the two darker colors and I'm going to focus it right here. Okay, now I'm going to use a big fluffy brush and I'm just going to blow that out so it looks seamless and airbrushed. Love that. Okay, now I'm going to take that little cream sparkle shimmer. It's not really glitter, but I'm just going to put a little of that on my lid. Again with my fingers. I'm going to go back in with my crease brush. Get that lightest brown and just kind of go back in on my crease a little bit. Okay, and we are done with the palette. Now I'm going to go in with a liquid liner. And I'm going to attempt to do the fox eye. You want to look straight ahead. You want to bring it up. See? The thing with the fox eye is you don't want to go out like a cat eye. You want to go up. Look straight ahead. Okay, and now I'm going to connect it. Just bring it down and then I'm going to fill in that area. I know it looks a little crazy, but once you're done, it'll look good. I don't know what the hell's going on over here. Maybe I needed to bring it. I feel like Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker. Okay, now with that, I'm gonna go in with a nice black. I'm gonna use House Laboratories Glam Room #1. They have just such a great black in there. And I'm gonna go back in with that little angled brush. And I'm gonna get a little bit of that black. And I'm just gonna go over my liquid line to just soften that up a bit. And I'm not really dragging the brush, I'm kind of stamping it. Stamping it and then just kind of coming up above the line just a little bit. And then I'm swiping it. And I'm going to swipe it out on the end. Bring that up. Good Lord. I don't know what happened there. Really? I don't. I'm scared. What have I done? Okay, this side is like perfect. This side is like crazy. But when I get, I hope, when I get my what's going on there? Here's a fix. I didn't want to do this because I wanted to keep this really light. When you get this happening and it's like this giant line, not as soft as this, you can go in with that little brush, go in with a dark color, and you're just gonna stamp right there, just above it, going into the crease, just there. Now, ta-da, it's fixed. So don't freak out, don't have a heart attack if something kind of messes up a little. And even though this side's perfect, I'm just gonna go in and do the same thing so that they're both even. And that is perfect. Okay, I'm all natural, easy look, real soft, just run errands. And then I end up doing a full glam eye. I'm like, but the lipstick is more nudie, so it'll balance out. And you know what? With my mask, I wear my sunglasses. Because you know what? Things can go in your eyes. You're covering your nose and your mouth. What about your eyeballs? You got two big eyeballs that are liquid that things can stick to. So I wear my sunglasses with my mask. Yeah. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you how to recycle your old lashes. Okay, if you're a lash girl or if you're getting into lashes, this is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off that tip I got from Know Me More. I'm actually going to cut the lash, but instead of cutting it halfway and gluing both pieces on, I'm going to cut it about 3/4 of the way, and I'm just going to discard that other section, and I'm only going to use the 3/4 that I've cut to give me that kind of little winged out look. And what we're going to do is we are going to cut this lash. I need my glasses for this. We are going to cut the lash about here. And then I can't cut it. There. This is a new technique that I am trying. So bear with me here. We're gonna put these lashes on. Let's put these suckers on. Let's move some of this shit out of the way. Alright. So, while we're waiting for this to dry, how would you like to have a little bit of Hollywood story time? I know I teased you about it in my very, very first video, things I was going to talk about, and that was one of them. So I'm going to tell you my Matthew McConaughey story. So back in the day, when this was 20 years younger, honey, I was hot, if I do say so myself. But anyways, I used to always go to Shane Black's Halloween parties. And he's a big movie producer. He did like all the Lethal Weapons. Anyway, so dance floor, open bar. I mean, literally like liquor stations for like tequila brands. For the dining room was converted into a dessert room. They had a buffet. This house, it was in Hancock Park. It was like, had all these little secret passageways. It was so cool. And it was an A-list party. And so I was at the bar, and that year I was a cowgirl. And I had literally I had black boy shorts on that totally showed my whole ass. And I had black leather chaps on, black high-heeled boots, a black corset, and I can't remember what I had on top, and a black suede cowboy hat with a holster and a gun that I painted gold. Anyways, I was sitting at the bar, or standing at the bar, and all of a sudden I heard this deep voice, "Can I buy you a drink?" And I kind of laughed, and I was turned around, and I was like, it's an open bar, but thanks. And as the words were coming out of my mouth, I realized it was Matthew McConaughey. And I was inside screaming and going, holy shit, it's Matthew McConaughey, I love him, I want to sleep with you right now. I really did, and I'll get to that. But I think that's about dry. All right, let's just put this on really quick. Okay, I think that's on good. See? Just gives you that. But it's not coming all the way in, so it's not doing the whole false eyelash thing. Talking to him, we're flirting. He's like, nice outfit you got there. Is that real leather? And he reached around and he felt the back side of the leather and put his hands in it, where it's open on your butt part, and he pulled me toward him. And his costume, okay, this was after he was arrested for indecent exposure, and it was kind of a thing. And he had, as a joke, that had just happened that year, he had on prison pants, the black and white striped prison pants, had the little pillbox black and white hat, and that's it. No shirt. He had a 6-pack, 8-pack for days. And we were talking, and we were flirting, and we were getting along, and we were laughing, and we were having, really connecting. And then we were getting kind of sexual. And so he was rubbing my butt. He was, stroking my back, grabbing my hair. I was touching him down there, and honey, he's blessed. He is blessed. And this song came on. It was like an old disco song. And I was like, oh, I love this song. Let's dance. And we went, and everyone's looking at us, and they're thinking, who's she? Who's he with? And so we're out there dancing, and we're dirty dancing, and I'm all into it. And all of a sudden I'm realize, he's kind of not dancing. So I look over, and I see these two perfect specimen Playboy girls, blonde, boob jobs, skimpy costumes, smaller than mine, dancing together and looking at him and blowing him kisses, and he's still kind of dancing with me, but he's looking over at them. And then the one girl took the other girl's little bikini top, whatever she had on, and just took it off over her head. Yes, this is how Hollywood parties went. Hey, don't you scratch that. This is how it was. But he looked over, and they were embracing each other and doing this, and he's just looking at them, and he's looking at me. And I just, you know what? He was a young star. He had just hit high star status. He had just hit that status. And I just thought, you know what? He's young. These girls are beautiful. I mean, he's a man. And I said, you know what, honey? I said, thank you. I had a really nice time. Go have fun. Go have fun with them. And he just gave me a big old smack on the lips, and he held my head, and he said, you're the best. You're the best. He's like, thank you, babe. And he took off dancing towards them. That's my Matthew McConaughey story. So I missed it by that much. Gosh, I'll share a lot more with you in future videos of my adventures in LA and movie stars, producers, parties, Playboy Mansion. I had so much fun at the Playboy Mansion. And Hugh Hefner is like just aces. He is such a gentleman, so kind. And he really does wear his silk pajamas and his silk robe around the house. But I went to all those parties. I dated his best friend. I don't know if I want to say his name, but oh, why not? Richard Perry. And Richard Perry was a big time, very, very wealthy music producer, Grammy-winning music producer. Anyways, we were dating. He was Hugh Hefner's best friend. He was having a party, a cocktail party at his mansion, and he had to go. And he said, honey, he said, just make sure everyone's comfortable. Make sure that the staff is taking care of everything and cleaning up. I'm like, sure, no problem, because you had to go to the studio. And as a music producer at that level, like if a star calls you and says, I have an idea for a song, I need you. You have to drop everything and go to them and that might be the next We Are the World song. You never know. So I was very understanding with that whole aspect of his career. And so I was mingling, and I thought, half the people didn't even know who I was. They didn't know I was dating him, but I was still doing my little hostess job, and I was having fun doing it, and I felt, I was the shit. And I went to this one young, good-looking, affluent couple, and I said, are you guys doing okay? And I'm y'all close friends with Richard? And they're like, yeah, we've known Richard for quite some time. And I said, oh, yeah. I go, he went to the studio, but hopefully he'll be back. And they laughed, and they said, oh, he's not at the studio. I said, he's not? I said, well, where is he? I said, well, don't you know Naomi is in town? Naomi just flew in. And when Naomi calls, he drops everything to do Naomi. I'm like, Naomi Campbell? Like, yeah. Like, don't you know? I'm like, oh, okay. In a way, this whole thing, I have no problem with it. I called him. I told him he was a prick. I wasn't going to see him anymore. I hope we remain friends, and I hope he was having fun with Naomi. And I hung up, and I left. And we did remain friendly, but I don't like being cheated on. But in a way, I was so geeked that I was cheated on with Naomi Campbell, who is a bona fide supermodel. And I don't hold it against her. I think she's fabulous. I think she's beautiful. I adore her. And you should follow her on Instagram. She posts a lot of stuff, a lot of really interesting things. This eyelash is looking so perfect, and I haven't even added mascara. More stories. Remember Dolph Lundgren? Well, Dolph Lundgren, he was the Russian that kicked Sylvester Stallone's butt, and I think that Rocky 2, where he's like, I will break you. He was like 6'6", just a huge beast of a man. I used to go to a place called Nikki Blair's on the Sunset Strip. All the celebrities went there. I met Sly there. I met Scorsese. I met a lot of people. I actually had dinner once with Sylvester Stallone at a table with Nikki Blair and some other people. But one night I was at Nikki Blair's, and Dolph Lundgren was there, and he took a fancy to me, which I was thrilled about because I had a mad crush on him. I thought he was like insanely gorgeous. I loved his accent, the whole brooding thing he had going on there. He starts talking to me. He's hitting on me. And I'm like, oh, Dolph Lundgren, oh, I kind of love you. And he said, do you want to go out to, he had a limousine. He said, do you want to come out to my limousine and so we can, you know, talk a little. It's too loud in here. And I said, sure, of course. So we went out to his limousine. And I'm in the limousine and I'm having a drink. He poured me a drink. And I'm playing with the stereo, trying to find a jam, trying to find a song. And I'm kind of preoccupied. You know me, I'm kind of like a little busy bee buzzing around. And all of a sudden I look and he's spread eagle, his pants down around his ankles with his manhood in his hand, holding it towards me. And I gotta tell you, it was a beautiful one. You know, some of them are really ugly. Some of them are just like, they're too veiny, they're too wrinkly, they're too twisted, they're bent, or yeah, but his was perfect. It really was perfect. I was very tempted, but the good girl in me was like, no. And I looked and I was like, what do you want me to do with that? And he says, well, I want you to take care of me. Come on. Come on. He was holding it, and I'm like looking at it. And the little devil on this shoulder was like, just do it. Do it. Do it. It's beautiful. And the good girl in me was like, don't do it. You know Nikki Blair. It's going to get around. You're going to get a bad reputation. So I said, you know what? No, thank you. I think I'm going to go back in. You can finish yourself off. But thanks for the drink. And I got out and I went back in. He came back in shortly after, gave me a dirty look, and ignored me for the rest of the night. So that's my Dolph Lundgren story. So you got 2 stories. 2 Hollywood stories. There you go. All right, so the lashes are done. Let me put a little mascara on, and then we'll do my lips and sign out. Okay, eye look is done. Really happy with that. And I'm kind of glad I went a little darker with the eyes, because with my sunglasses, they'll still be able to see through. And then, of course, I'll have to lift them up to look at things so I can bat my eyelashes. So, let's go in with the baby poop. And thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly left a comment. She's like, I like the baby poop lipstick on you. It looked really pretty. That was so sweet. Actually, once I add the highlighter, I really, really like it. It's a nice nude look. That's nice, huh? And then I'm just going to take a little Jeffree Star. Oh, I haven't spoken his name since the whole cremated episode. A little goes a long way. Oh, a long way. Good Lord. And this is the sarcophagus. This is a great color. And it's huge. This will last forever. And ever, and ever. And let's do a little lip gloss. Okay. So I'm probably going to put some ripped up jeans on. Some little flat tennis shoes. Because my toenails look like this. That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have, thank you guys for your support and your love. I appreciate you so much. And I want you all to have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it may be. Thanks, guys. Mwah. Love you guys. What do I hold? What do I do? I don't know. Okay, good enough.